This is Wilbur, and we're playing Mechabellum. Hey everyone, it's Wilbur back with a Mechabellum misplays. We have Laserblade up against Druk Dane. I thought this would be a really good time to do a Mechabellum misplay since it's the free weekend, and we have a brand new season for us here. Both of these players have one combat power, but it's hard to tell who's a noob and who's not a noob right now on the ladder because everybody's combat power has been reset. So we have Marksman Specialist on Laserblade, and over here on Dane we have the Fortified Specialist with the Tarantula, or he's the top guy, so he's starting with the Mustang Hound pack, and Laserblade started with the Tarantula pack. Looks like we have a pretty even round one, just losing by a little bit there, Laserblade. Let's see what our players do in round two. Have a unit drop right away. Both players opting for the Phoenix. I think this is probably a decently high MMR game. I think a lot of higher MMR players favor the Phoenix on that early drop. It's just a really good unit to start getting levels on. We'll see both players pick it up here. And our orange man looks like he's going to be sitting in the middle. Anti-missile picked up for our red side player, which is a bit weird on the Mustang right away. Not sure how effective that is going to be against any of these units, since I don't think any of them are. Phoenix is technically a missile unit. I don't recall, but their shots are almost never intercepted. So yeah, the anti-missile pickup from our red player, pretty bad option here. The triple Phoenix deployment from Laserblade taking the round. Both players deploying in the center of the map as well, so yeah, maybe this isn't such a high MMR game. Like, look at the Phoenix placement here, like just stacking them up. We get the laser sight on the orange man here. Fire coming out on the hounds. The barrier picked up for Dane. He's going to need a giant unit to make that effective, and it looks like he's not going to afford it this round. Being the Fortified Specialist, he doesn't get the free unlock, so this is going to be $100 sitting there wasted for a while. We also get the armor piercing bullets. Yeah, I was way too quick to make a comment here. We don't have 4 techs, so that's another tip I would say from a new player. Make sure you load out your units all the way. There is always 4 techs unlocked per unit without having to spend any points. So the fire is definitely going to be devastating here, killing all these fangs, getting through a decent chunk of the sledge as well. So I think Dane's going to come out back on top here. Enough chaff is left on the board. These marksmen aren't going to be able to lock those Phoenixes. So after the little misstep of the missile interceptor on the Mustangs, Dane is back on top. Bunch of nice cards around. I really like Advanced Power System lately. I think it's a very strong card. It's always good. Helps your crawlers get into position to attack faster. It's just, in every sense of the word, you know, getting that connection for your units to attack is essential in Mechabellum. Our blue side player does know where the elite recruit button is, and he's picking up 2 tarantulas, 2 blue tarantulas. Our top player is just stacking items that he hasn't put on any units yet. Levels some Mustangs, also gets 2 blue marksmen here. Or no, just leveled the 2 marksmen. Clicking the shooting squad, so we're going to get 4 fangs summoned. I don't think this is a very high value tech right now. I think there's a lot better tech on the marksman here. They do spawn fangs of the same level as the marksman though, so maybe it's, well, I think I'm just giving the the tech a little bit too much benefit of the doubt there. I really don't think this is a tech worth having on your marksman loadout. There's so many things you want on a marksman, and it's hard to find space for things that are suboptimal like the shooting squad. So the blue Tarantula's paying off, breaking through that front line of Dane, and this is a back and forth game. So we're going to go into the 5th round here. We'll see what our players are going to do. The improved Sandworm comes up, and the efficient giant manufacturing. So some nice giant cards. Supply enhancement always pretty decent. Round 5, maybe you can make an argument it's not worth it anymore. Giant manufacturing picked up by Laser Blade, and the supply enhancement for Dane. So Dane unlocking the fort finally, getting to use his barrier here. He did put that shield onto a hound, which I think is a bit of a waste. The shield scales with the, it's basically just a copy of the unit's HP, so this is a very strong item on a high HP unit. Both players are wide open to flanking, so if you are a new player watching this series, make sure to utilize the flanks. I think a crawler for both players gets into the tower, except maybe on this side there's this tarantula that's a little bit behind, but certainly a crawler on this side gets that free tower kill and would definitely win you the round, and I think either one of these boards would fall to a flank pretty easily. So we get the anti-air on the fortress. This is a decent pickup for those phoenixes that were causing him some problems. We'll see if this fortress can hold the line against these blue tarantulas though. There's also Orange Man chipping away at this fort. Looks like there is going to be enough on the board. The fortress providing that much needed HP on the board for Dane. So another round swinging back to Dane. See what our players are going to do on round 6. Unit drop card, we get a Farseer for Dane and the really big level 5 Sabretooth for Laser Blade. I think this is again a golden opportunity here to do a flank. Any sort of unit drop is a good time to flank. It's a potential cheese round. Anytime you see some of those cards come out, you can always throw one of those deployments in the flank to pop a tower. This Farseer is placed way forward. Okay, good move it back. Farseers are kind of the background DPS unit. They are sit behind everything else and pound away. Grabbing the scanning radar, so everything is going to get that a little bit extra range now. 10 additional range for all the units on board, since all these units are ranged. This does not affect melee units, just ranged units that are already ranged. Some Vulcans picked up for Laser Blade with that efficient giant manufacturing. Don't really like that pickup. I think there isn't really a bunch of fangs or crawlers calling for fire this game, and I think the chaff clear of the tarantulas is sufficient to get through these hounds. So I think this is a bad buy here. I think I would have liked to seen fortresses or basically any other giant. I think would have been fine. Even boats. Just some. I just don't think these Vulcans are what was called for here. Let's see if this big Sabretooth can crack through this right side. It's holding line for the Phoenixes over here, but the Phoenixes are going to get stuck on the fortress, I think, before they would hit these blue Phoenixes. And that fortress anti-air is just really paying off big time for Dane. So I think that Vulcans was a bit of a misstep. Yeah, just not enough things on Dane's board that are screaming, you know, burn me. See if round 7 brings anything that Laser Blade can grab to help him out here. Get the Mustang production for Dane and the giant noob trap advanced targeting system for Laser Blade. This is, I think, is probably one of the most common mistakes I see new players make is buying the advanced targeting system. It's only a 10 increase in range, but it costs 400 credits, which is just a huge amount of credits. It's you could get a whole giant instead, but you're just buying 10 range for your whole army. I think it only really works in standard v standard, and even then I think it's debatable. You could just click the $100 enhanced range, you know, and get more value, which is, it gives 15 range in a round, and you can do that 4 times before you would get the equivalent spending of that advanced targeting system. So yeah, it's just very expensive card for what you get out of it. I think these, more fortresses here is just going to be overwhelming. So I think this is going to be the end of the game for Laser Blade here. There's just too many giants on the board now, and not enough to answer that. Like, maybe if there was some melters or something on Laser Blade side, you might have a chance here, but yeah, there's just not enough meat on Laser's side anymore, and the Vulcans were just a bad buy. So with that, we are going to see the end of this Mechabellum Misplays. I hope you've been enjoying the free-to-play weekend. Our players are very low ranked. Dane had not gotten any MMR yet, and Laserblade is 423. So brand new players, this is the kind of stuff you're going to see on the ladder as a new player in Mechabellum. Going over, I think, this board state again. I think the biggest mistake from Laserblade was these Vulcans. They just, if you go Vulcans when your opponent has like a lot of fangs, a lot of crawlers, a lot of Mustangs, and then you usually are going to want range or firebomb to land to really roast those low HP units. They are a nice meaty body, but the fortresses are very good at single target DPS, and they also had multiple functions here, taking care of these Phoenixes on Laserblade's board. I think Laserblade also just made some positional mistakes, like stacking these Tarantulas, stacking these Phoenixes. You want to spread them out so they kind of all are able to attack your opponent's line at the same time. And I think at any point, these flanks are wide open here for crawlers from both players. And over here, you could do something like a Phoenix or a Wasp flank to pop this tower. And before these fortresses were over here, the same could be said for Laserblade. I think the crawler flank would have been especially effective, and Wasps may have gotten into against the Phoenixes. So some things to think about when you're playing your next ladder game if you're a new player. And we'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.
We have quite the selection for you here. 2 Mechabellum videos just for you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. Watch out for flanks coming your way.